Thank you very much, Mr. Lawson. And now the gentleman from the Northern Mariana Islands, Mr. Saban, is recognized for 5 minutes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Chairman Scott and Ranking Member Thompson, for holding this hearing. Good morning, Secretary Dean. Good morning, Ms. Long. Madam Secretary, you mentioned in your testimony that FNS is, and I quote, working towards parity for the people of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, Puerto Rico, and American Samoa. Could you expand on what you mean by parity and the steps the department has taken and will take to ensure that it continues to work towards parity for the Marianas, Puerto Rico, and American Samoa? I like the word parity.
Good to see you, Congressman. I'd be happy to do that. As you well know, as probably one of the foremost champions on this issue, those 3 territories don't have access to household food assistance in SNAP. Instead, they're offered block grants. And so, although each one has a different potential pathway to having a more robust household food assistance program. In the case of the Northern Mariana Islands, the Secretary has an authority to expand household food assistance, and we've been able to work with the governor through your leadership to do just that. Where it is the Northern Marianas who was able to put forward a plan or proposal for a household food assistance program that was more aligned with the level of support that is offered through SNAP, although not exactly the same because that wasn't perfectly well suited for them. With American Samoa, we've been in similar conversations, although I would say, unfortunately, their block grant sets a statutory cap on the amount of assistance that we can provide that way. And then in Puerto Rico, where it would be a much bigger undertaking to shift to SNAP just because of the size and scale of the program, we're engaged in, I think, monthly conversations, ongoing work groups to talk through the particulars of a shift so that if the committee is prepared to consider that each of the territories can come and talk about what SNAP would mean for them and their readiness to take it on.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. You know, I know so many in my community have food, access to food, nutritious food because of the generosity of the American people. And I never forget that. I am very grateful for that. Now, Ms. Long, if I may, 2 farm bills ago, Congress authorized funds for the development and installation of the EBT system for FNS, for NAP here in the Marianas. That continues to be unavailable. And I am sometimes made to understand from the ground here, that the obstacle may be coming from Region 9, from USDA, from FNS. Can you tell me why we still don't have EBT card in place in the Marianas? Including, you know, one of my colleagues earlier said there was a fraud. There are ways that people can fraud the system. Can you just imagine how you can fraud a system using those paper coupons? So any plans on getting EBT implemented in the Marianas, especially since it's been authorized and especially since funds have been available all these years? Ms. Long,
Congressman, if I may, I'll take that question.
Okay, all right, thank you.
We understand that this is something that the Marianas want to pursue. My understanding is that there's been difficulty in securing a vendor to provide a system, but we're happy to dig more into that and follow up with you.
Yeah, okay, because, you know, WIC was able to do this and get this program running very well. In fact, I know of one department store here that sells grocery, and I encourage them to get up and prepare for EBTs, and they did, and it's working well to their delight. But anyway, Ms. Dean, thank you, Madam Secretary. Thank you to you, your staff, your colleagues, and your department for everything you continue to do for us. It's not always very smooth and not always easy, but please know that it's always very much appreciated. Mr. Chairman, thank you for the hearing, and I yield my time back.
Well, thank you, Mr. Saban. And we have reached the end of our hearing today. But